Welcome back everybody to the daily racing show here at RacePlazaMedia, and today we'll be taking a look at MotoGP. Let's get into it. As always, when we're taking a look at a new series here on the channel, I'll be breaking it down for you guys, what, when, where, and anything else that you might need to know to get started watching MotoGP. What is MotoGP? MotoGP, also known as Grand Prix motorcycle racing, is actually considered the highest form of motorcycle road racing there is. And on top of that, it is also the oldest racing world championship, with having its very first season back in 1949, which is 1 year before Formula One. The MotoGP championship is currently actually divided in 4 different categories. So you have MotoGP, you have Moto2, Moto3, and you have also Moto E, with the first 3 categories using a 4-stroke engine and the Moto E championship using an electric engine. This year's upcoming season has a total of 21 Grand Prix all across the world, and the way a race weekend is structured, that on Fridays you have practice, on Saturdays you have qualifying and a sprint race since 2023, and on Sundays you have the regular race. A sprint race is usually half of a regular race, which means it's around 20 minutes, and the main event is about 45 minutes. This might be a little bit confusing, however, the main event, the main Grand Prix that happens on Sunday, is also going based on a sprint format. That means that it is 45 minutes of pure racing, no stopping unless you need to. That means no mandatory pit stops, no refueling, no tire changes. Unless, of course, there might be some type of rain and there is a flag being waved, then the riders are able to come inside the pits, or if they, of course, have any type of technical malfunctions. But other than that, there's no requirements for any of the riders to pit. The way the points are structured is that first place gets 25 points, and like most motorcycle racing, you can actually gain points all the way down to 15th place, which gets 1 point. And in sprint races, it is about half the points, and you can only gain points between 1st and 9th place. And of course, the way the grid is set up during a race, it goes based on qualifying, so the fastest rider getting pole position and the slowest rider getting last position. And in general, we have about 20 riders racing per race. Now that we've covered when is MotoGP? So the very first race of the 2024 season is happening March 10th, which is this upcoming Sunday in Qatar. And as always, very important, where can you watch MotoGP? Of course, you can attend a race in person for this upcoming Qatar race. Tickets are already sold out. However, I did check ticket prices for the Portugal race, and for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a ticket runs you about 72 euros, which is not too bad in my opinion. However, if you're like me and you're unable to attend a race in person, there's also, of course, options for you to watch it from home. MotoGP has 2 different types of subscription services available for you to watch. So you have the video pass and you have the video pass plus the timing pass. The main difference is that the video pass gives you access to watch the races and all the other stuff live, and the subscription, including the timing pass, essentially gives you access to individual riders' times, their lap times, their sector times, all that stuff. So the main difference in price is either 139.99 euros per year or 148.99 per year. If you decide to subscribe to the MotoGP subscription service, you also, of course, get access to all the previous seasons that are available on there to watch. And of course, you get access to Moto2, 3, and E. So there's a lot of content out there to be watched. Now, as always, I do like to share other information with you guys about MotoGP that might be interesting to you. So first things first, we have Francesco Bagnaia, who is the defending champion, and he also won the MotoGP championship 2 years in a row. So if you don't know who to keep an eye out for, I guess that is your guy. Also, you have Marc Marquez on the grid, who is a 6-time MotoGP champion. So also this guy, very, very fast, and also probably someone you can keep an eye out for. Then there are also 2 other notable drivers that are no longer on the grid, which are Giacomo Agostini, who won in the top flight categories 8, World Championships, and then you have Valentino Rossi, who won 7 World Championships, and he is also the rider with the most amount of race wins of 89. While Valentino Rossi did retire from MotoGP, he is still active in the motorsports world, with having competed in the Bathurst 12-hour race this year, and last year also competing in the GT European Championship. So if you're a fan of Rossi, he is still out there racing, because this man does have the need for speed. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the bikes themselves. So the very important differentiation between MotoGP and, let's say, Superbike is that in Superbike, the bikes that are being used are bikes actually available for sale to the public, and they're using a tuned up version of those, while in MotoGP, they actually use a specifically manufactured bike for MotoGP. And those bikes are pretty crazy. They go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 in 2.6 seconds. So that is just as fast as a Formula 1 car. They weigh about 157 kilograms and they have about 260 horsepower. And that should cover about everything that you need to know to start watching MotoGP. As always, in the comment section down below, let me know if I forgot anything or if you have any questions or who you will be rooting for this upcoming MotoGP season. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys here tomorrow at the Daily Racing Show.